What's up YouTube, Tom from TechStops here coming your way, and today I'm doing a review of the HTC Legend. This is one of the newer releases on the HTC brand. It was announced in February 2010 and came to Australia mid-2010. It houses a aluminium unibody and it runs Android 2.1 Eclair. Really good to hold, really good ergonomics, great operating system. So let's get into the review. If you haven't seen my HTC Wildfire review, you can check it out just by clicking on that box up there. But this is the HTC Legend review, so let's get into it. In Australia, the HTC Legend is available exclusively on the Vodafone and 3 network, and it's available for $599, and it's available now. In the US, you can pick it up from retailers like Sprint, T-Mobile and AT&T. If we go over the external features of the phone, and if I just cast your mind back a few months, or actually back to February 2010, you may remember the introduction of the Legend, with HTC's Peter Chow demonstrating its exceptional build quality and aluminium unibody design by smashing it against a wall at its launch. So obviously the phone is made from the unibody and has a really solid design. On the back there it has two rubber plates, one at the rear, or one at the top rather, one at the bottom. One houses the antenna and the other one houses the battery and the SIM card. The Legend also has a 3.2-inch active matrix OLED screen with a resolution of 320 by 480 pixels. Screen looks fantastic and the picture's really bright and the colours are nicely saturated. The resolution is decent, however not chart topping, but what you would expect at a phone at this spec and this price. There are 4 buttons below the screen, which are the home, menu, back and search buttons in typical or recent HTC configuration. When using this phone, I found the buttons to be really responsive and working well. There's also an optical trackpad which works well and has a good degree of sensitivity. The trackpad replaces the trackball which was found on the Hero, and in my mind is an excellent update to the phone. I will say, however, that I didn't use the trackpad all that much on the Legend, and probably not as much as HTC would have intended as going by their design. I just found it more accurate and more responsive to use the screen itself. On the left hand side of the phone you'll find the volume rocker, which is smooth and feels solid. On the top you have a 3.5mm stereo headphone jack, which you can use the supplied stereo headphones and microphone, or if you prefer you can use your own headphones if listening to music and need something of better quality. You've also got the power button up the top. If we flip the phone over to the bottom, you've got the mini USB port, which you can connect the phone up to your PC or your Mac. This is also the port used to charge your phone by the phone charger, USB phone charger provided. And you've also got the microphone down there, the voice microphone. On the back, flip it right over. You've got the speaker, for the external speaker of the phone. You've also got a 5 megapixel camera with an accompanying LED flash. And as always, you've got the HTC logo, and down the bottom with HTC Sense, which this phone runs the Android 2.1 Eclair and it has the HTC Sense. If we move across to the hardware side of things, the HTC Legend is powered by a 600 MHz processor, which performs all the functions well. I tested this phone over about a week and a half period, did a number of tests, used applications, made calls, and it really did perform well. Wasn't sluggish at all and was really good. Although it's not the most powerful processor out there, with the HTC Desire, for example, sporting a 1 GHz processor, I did find it to have ample performance and it worked and took to all tasks well. Moving on to the 5 megapixel camera. The camera performed really well and had decent photo quality. As in most circumstances with phone cameras, the images weren't the same quality that you'd get out of a DSLR or a really good dedicated point and shoot camera, but they were of decent quality and nonetheless definitely worth taking your phone out of the pocket and snapping away. The screen, like I mentioned earlier, looks great and the colours are really popping. Resolution is pretty good. You could get a higher res like some of the other HTC phones, but like I did say, a phone spec'd out and priced at the level the Legend is, the screen is whereabouts or where it should be. But I did really like the active matrix OLED screen, and I think it's a big step up from the Wildfire's LCD screen. The Legend also sports 3G, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity, all of which on my test worked really well and as expected, and I had no issues on that front. In respect to the onboard memory, the Legend comes with 384 megabytes of RAM, which is expandable to 32 gigabytes via a micro SD card. I probably would have liked to see more inbuilt memory, similar to the iPhone, but the micro SD card option is a suitable alternative and really no issues there. As for the battery, it comes with a 1300 milliamp hours battery, and HTC claim that the battery will allow you to have 490 minutes of talk time and 440 hours of standby time. In all my tests, it performed really well. Obviously, it didn't talk on the phone for 490 minutes, but it did perform well. I didn't find it had as much juice playing with the applications. I didn't find it lasted quite as long as the HTC Wildfire, which does have the same 1300 milliamp hours, and that's probably something to do with the higher resolution active matrix OLED screen and the faster processor, both of which are probably chewing up a little bit more battery. But all in all, the battery was sufficient and pretty good. As for the software and user experience that I experienced using this phone and testing it out, I found the Legend performs really smoothly. Android 2.1 Eclair works well, coupled with HTC Sense, which gives the user a fantastic experience. The OS has 7 home screens, which are highly customizable, and with Leap View, you can, at the pinch of the finger, have a helicopter view of all 7 screens, allowing you to easily select the screen you're after, and you can go straight there, so there's no need to sort of scroll across. HTC has also included the Friend Stream widget on the Legends, just like on the Wildfire. The Friend Stream widget allows users to hook up their Facebook, Twitter and Flickr accounts all in one place for up-to-the-minute streams and updates, and allows you to keep up to date with all your friends, or with what all your friends are up to. And this showcases the Legends and HTC's, for that matter, focus on social networking, which a lot of the HTC and Android users would be big on. Also enjoyed HTC's integration of Facebook across the contact list and the phone in general, allowing you to access your contacts' Facebook updates and birth dates when they call, so their photo will flash up and you'll see immediately what their Facebook status is and also when their birthday is. So it's a pretty useful feature. In respect to the browser usage, I found it to be really smooth, easy to navigate and very intuitive. The pinch to zoom feature worked very well every time, with auto text adjustment working like a dream, and I really enjoyed that, and that's probably something that on the iPhone they don't have and they could have. I also found the QWERTY keyboard to be very responsive, and call quality and antenna strength was great, with no reports of loss of signal or issues with sound quality. I tested this out a number of times, and both myself and the person on the other phone could hear me clearly. We could hear each other clearly and crisp, and it was just really good. So as a phone, it does what it's meant to do, and the quality is perfect. And in conclusion, I'd really enjoyed the HTC Legend. Build-wise, it's fantastic, solid quality, and it looks amazing. Operationally, Android 2.1 with HTC Sense works great. It's very intuitive, is a dream to use, and it's just a perfect addition to the phone. In a perfect world, I'd probably like to see a faster processor and higher resolution screen, but I'll caveat that by saying that the processor always performed every task smoothly, and the screen looks great and is perfect for the audience that the HTC Legend is aimed at. All in all, it's a very solid phone, one I'd be happy to own, really enjoy the look of it, build quality is second to none, and it's just an absolute dream. As always, I'm keen to hear your thoughts, questions and opinions on the Legend or HTC in general. Post your rants and raves below this video. If you like this video, or even if you hate it, make sure you let me know, have your say, and rate it with a thumbs up or thumbs down below. You can keep in touch via Twitter @TechStops. All the links are below this video. Until the next video, I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.